Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another series of quick and important information being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Tax hike prompts nationwide strikes, as you see right here. Now, this is an article that was uploaded from rt.com. And right here, it says, Sri Lanka faces widespread work stoppages in spite of government order banning industrial action. So, a lot of people went on strike because of taxes. Okay? You know, the government is taxing the people. More unrighteous decrees are being done here. And this is happening in Colombo, Sri Lanka. As you see right here. Okay? Colombo, Sri Lanka. And here in Colombo, Sri Lanka, you know, people are going on strike because they're fed up with the taxes, you know. Because taxes can really, you know, determine whether somebody can buy something or not. Like, for an example, you know, you might buy a lamb, you might buy a goat, you might buy a goat chop or a lamb chop, you know, and the lamb chop might be like the goat chop might be about $14, okay? $14.65. So then you go to scan it at a register, right? A scanner. And you know, it says that your overall price after taxes is $16.05. That's an example of overtaxing. Here it is, the lamb was $14.65, but after taxes, it went up to $16.05. Now that would piss a lot of people off, because they went to the store with $15 thinking that their lamb was going to come up to a total of $14.99, but instead, come to find out, it's $16.05. So now if they don't have the extra $1.05, they can't get the lamb. They can't get the goat chop. So that's what's happening in Sri Lanka. People are being overtaxed. And whatever it is, it could be taxes being taken out of their checks. It could be taxes, you know, it could be taxes on their bills, their rent, taxes on their merchandise, their food that they buy. People are fed up with the oppression that the wicked is putting upon them. Ultimately, we know that the so-called elites are behind it, because they control these different puppet leaders in these different countries. We know this. So the so-called elites, they're responsible for the oppression that these people are going through. Okay? Several key industries ground to a halt in Sri Lanka on Wednesday as more than 40 trade unions protest a sharp rise in taxes while the island nation grapples with an economic crisis. You see that, man? So that's why, like it says in the Sirach, the 10th chapter in the 8th verse, because of unrighteous dealings, fraud, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So the Lord is going to allow the saints, the Israelites, the elect of the nation of Israel, to take the kingdom. We're not going to ask for it. We're Lord's will, if we're of the elect, because we're hoping to be of the elect. No. No, we're praying and hoping to be of the elect. Lord's will, if we're of the elect, man, we're gonna be joined with Yahushua, and we're gonna take the kingdom. Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 17. No. Verse 16. I meant verse. Let's go down to verse. Second Esdras chapter 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. You see that? What does the word sedition mean? A sedition is a uprising or a rebellion against the government. What's an example of an uprising or a rebellion against the government? A protest, riots, rallies, riots. These are all seditions. So this is prophecy. This is prophecy coming to pass. You see that? People protesting, rioting down there. Why? Because of unrighteous decrees. Isaiah 10:1. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. There you go. So there's protests going on down there in Sri Lanka. It's not just protests going on down there. You got protests in Bangladesh. You got protests in Tel Aviv. You got protests in Paris. Okay? You got protests in France, in France, in Europe, in Syria, in Iran, in Russia. The whole world is in an uproar. Why? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. The wicked is in rulership. And who's the wicked? That's the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers. The Edomites, which are the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation, the people. That is the wicked who have control over the whole face of the earth. Presuming to Job 9 verse 24, which is the fulfillment of Genesis the 27th chapter where Esau was blessed with the fatness of the earth. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Is on to the next one.